And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sports Talks with Felix and Kamau. As of right now, Mr. Felix is still trying to make his way here, and hopefully we can get him in here. But as of right now, you do have Kamau, and good morning to everybody. This is our bi-weekly show that we talk all things sports. This edition, we're going to be talking about mostly the draft, and draft that's going on right now, the NFL draft, and got a few questions we want everybody to go over. We put some questions out into the stratosphere, and we're going to talk about those. And hopefully, people have an opportunity to make some votes, and hopefully, the votes of will be able to the votes will help move the show along. And I just want to say good morning. And of course, me being the Lions fan that I am, Lions, and I think we're having a great draft so far. I'm very excited about what we're doing as the Lions, the direction that we're moving in after many years of ineptitude. I just go ahead and say it. That's what we've been. We've been a little inept. The Lions have been the kitty cats or the kittens, or just the I used to call them the lie downs because they got to the fourth quarter and they would lie down and get a game away. But looks like moving forward, we got some new direction, some new people, some people care about the direction of the program and the team. So I'm really excited about that. All righty. Our last topic that we went through, we were talking about the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks being drafted. And let's see here. We talked about, let's see. Let me get to those notes. All righty. We wrapped that up. Quarterbacks. Alrighty. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, and Zach Wilson all got drafted in the first round, which is great. And we thought they would. There was a little bit of drama, as it is always. Mr. Mac Jones slid a lot farther than he thought he would. And he had an emphatic walk after he was drafted from the back room to the front. Good morning, Eric Powell and Deborah Hodges. Welcome to the show. If you have a comment about anything we're talking about, please feel free to make a comment. We want to make sure we acknowledge you. And before we do that, make sure you like, click share, invite some friends here this morning to get in on the sports talk with Felix and Kamau. Sans Felix. Felix is going to do his best to get here, and we're praying that he do. And also, as always, great for this journey every day, written by Mr. Marcus Holmes, the namesake of the entire program. He's in the background pulling the strings as he always does. I call him the Wiz. And I see that young man, he just celebrated a birthday. Happy belated birthday to him. And make sure you go to Amazon, pick up this book. And it's a very inexpensive, and I've not quite read as much as I should have by now. I should have it done, and I do apologize for that. But get your book. It's easy. Go right to Amazon, follow Marcus on Amazon, and go ahead and purchase your book. All righty. Click like, click share. Get your friends in here so we can talk about it. All right, we're gonna go back to the draft. Trevor Lawrence went off the board number 1 with Carolina. I think that's a good fit for him there. They have a whole new coaching staff there. The former coach for Ohio State, who's in the booth commentating for a few years. He's went and took over that program in Carolina for the Panthers. And so I'm looking to them to improve their team. That community really loves their team, and they really back them. They back them very strong. Hold on, make sure. Or was it the Jacksonville Jaguars? Let me pull this up just so I can make sure I have it in front of me. I want to say Carolina, but I'm not. My mind just said, wait a minute. You sure it's not Jacksonville? All righty. Draft 2021. Okay, come on now, where you at? I just had it in front of me. That's the fun thing about technology. You move one thing, trying to find something else easy, and then you got to go back and find everything else. I'm gonna start just from now on. Oh, I was right. Jacksonville, not Eric, not there go my mind. He's at Jacksonville, not in Carolina. Jacksonville has a whole new program going on now down there, and Trevor Lawrence I think is going to do great in that system. They cleared out the other quarterbacks for him to come in and be the starter from day one, and I'm pretty sure he's looking forward to that. The kid with the long hair, and he's just going to go in and do very well. Good morning, Mr. Muhammad. Good morning, Mr. Cooper. Thank you for joining us this morning. And I think Trevor Lawrence is going to do very well, and he's in the AFC South, and that program, that league, excuse me, that part of the league is that part of the league is isn't as strong as it used to be. So I think he has an opportunity. Plus, when you have a losing season like that, they give you a schedule that should allow for you to move forward and win better. The NFL is great with making sure that parity is strong. They want everyone to be successful because that makes the entire league successful. So when you have a team that's not doing very well, they make sure and give them at least an opportunity to do better. They may not do better. They give them an opportunity. You got Zach Wilson coming out at number 2. He was drafted number 2 by the Jets, and the Jets, Jets, and they've had some quarterback troubles over there. So hopefully they can get things better with him. I'm not exactly sold on Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is a good quarterback. He is what you consider a prototype quarterback from back in the day in terms of pocket passer. He's not going to get out and run and scramble and make things happen with his legs, which is the same thing with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence may get out a little bit, just to stretch the play a little bit, but he's not particularly fast and going to go out and get that extra 5 yards if it's needed. He may have to be able to stretch the ball and get 1 or 2, which is the same thing with Zach Wilson. They both have strong arms and are able to read deep offenses pretty fast. I think Zach Wilson is going to do better than the quarterback they have now. So he's pretty much going to be the starter now, and because they moved him out of the way. Trey Lance went number 3 to the 49ers. That's almost a steal for the 49ers because they moved up to get him. They gave away some draft picks, and Trey Lance from North Dakota State. And you don't necessarily see North Dakota State on TV unless it's a night game on Saturday on ESPN2, or they'll get them a Thursday game on ESPN. So, but once he started showing his abilities, teams start really noticing him, and so that's 1, 2, and 3 for quarterbacks going in the NFL draft, which is unprecedented. 3 quarterbacks right out the gate, 1, 2, and 3, and I like it because, of course, I'm an NFL fan. Even when there was controversy and people said we shouldn't watch the NFL, I watch the NFL. None of my friends were mad at me saying, "Why should you watch the NFL? We boycott the NFL because the kid was kneeling." I said, "Well, he's still trying to get back in the league. If he's trying to get back in the league, why should I boycott the league? If he's not boycotting, why should I be boycotting?" He's looking for the kid. I felt that Kaepernick, but that's a whole other discussion. I'll say something quickly about that and move on. It'll be quickly. I'll say Kaepernick did what we need to do to get his point across, and he's done that. Now we have all of the initiatives with the NFL, the NBA, and Major League Baseball, hockey. Everybody's doing so, and NASCAR, which is probably leading all sports right now. All right. Good morning, Mr. Muhammad. Thank you for coming into Sports Talks with Felix and Kamau. We're glad to have you. We're discussing the NFL draft right now. We're talking about the number 3 pick right now, Mr. Trey Lance, out of North Dakota State University, who is now a San Francisco 49er. My coworker, he's a huge San Francisco fan. He said that he yelled so loud when they drafted him that his wife got scared. She thought something was wrong. She ran in to check on him. She said that the neighbors probably heard him 2-3 houses down. And Great thing to be excited about that. Good morning, Mr. Williams, Mr. Murray Wright Pilot Fame. Go Pilots. If it ain't Murray, it ain't right. We know that. And thank you for coming in. Right now, we're talking all things NFL draft. We're moving on to the number 4 pick, which was Kyle Pitts going to Atlanta. Atlanta went with the attitude that we're going to take the best player available. And a lot of people were thinking that Kyle Pitts could be the number 1 player in the draft, but it didn't quite work out that way. And but he's number 4 going to Atlanta, and Atlanta is not a bad team. They had trouble closing some games out last season. They still have uh, Matt Ryan as the quarterback, and Matt Ryan is still a pretty decent quarterback. He's getting a little bit long too, but not too long. He's taking a lot of beatings because their line wasn't as great for the last few years. He's taking a few more sacks, taking on a few more sacks than they probably would have liked. But I like that team, and I like that addition for them. They have someone who can help stretch the field. They still have that other big time receiver down in Atlanta, so he's going to help them tremendously. All right, moving forward to Mr. Jamar Chase going to the Bengals. Bengals have gotten themselves a great receiver out of LSU, and he went above the Heisman Trophy winner, which was people didn't think that was going to happen. But I'm not surprised, and I'll tell you what. Once we to the pick for the Heisman Trophy winner, he's going to go to Bengals and help them. They just drafted that quarterback number 1 last year. He's coming back off that injury, and they are looking to do very well down there. They were headed in the right direction in Cincinnati before the quarterback got hurt, and I really hurt. I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact they got hurt because some kids you can tell he's there to win, and he's they're putting them back together with the quarterback from LSU. The quarterback from LSU is the one the Heisman Trophy from last year, and they're putting him back together with his teammate, and when you have a familiarity with a player, that's a good thing. Which is something that's another team has done. We'll get to that in just a few. And Jalen Waddle, received from Alabama, went above his Heisman Trophy winning teammate. He's with the Dolphins, and he's going back to pair with his quarterback, Tua. I can't see his last name. The Hawaiian kid, the Asian Pacific kid, who was down there. So that's sort of a trend this year. You see the teams that are putting their receivers from college back with their receivers, their quarterbacks from college, their familiarity. So you don't have to worry about too much about chemistry because they've been doing it for 3-4 years before that on the college campus. Mr. Tamuk, how you doing, sir? Great to see you on coming in with us. We're talking all things NFL today. We're on the number 6 pick with Jalen Waddle going to the Dolphins, the Fins. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and take a commercial break. Make sure you get your book, Gratefulness Journey Every Day, by Mr. Marcus Holmes. The Gratefulness Journey is still going, and I don't know where you are in your part of it, but I would please ask that you go ahead and purchase a book. Go to Amazon. I'm pretty sure Marcus will put the link up eventually, so you can see where to go. You just go right to Amazon right now. Type in Marcus Holmes. You can follow him, and then you can purchase the book. And if you have Prime, you can have it within 24 to 48 hours. See that young man right there? There he is. Look, there we go. Green screen. Remember, I just got to go back with green screen. There he is. All righty. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click share. And call some people on the phone. Call them up. Say, hey, go on Facebook and go to Love and Stuff and look up Sports Talks with Felix and Kamau. They talk about the NFL draft. And he's being a homer. Yes, he is. He's a homer. Drink the Kool-Aid. I drank the Kool-Aid a long time ago, and I'm a Lions fan. I always will be, even though they make me so angry sometimes with some decisions they make. But the decisions they make have been good lately. Speaking of which, right now, the number 7 pick, the Detroit Lions selected Penei Sewell, offensive tackle, University of Oregon. And he is a monster. He's an old school monster. He's a run blocking, pass blocking specialty. Man, He did take this year off. He opted out this year, but he said he kept himself going by being in the facility every year, uh, every day, getting better. And you can just see the difference in his body type from when he was playing a year ago to being on camera uh, uh, at the draft on draft night. You can just see that it paid off what he did, being taking the year off, even though opted out due to COVID. Thank you, Miss Karen Poole. Yes, that's right. We are Lions fans. Thank you for joining us this morning. And Panay Sewell will be the new anchor of that line. The Lions have some more young talent on that line. We have an opportunity to have this year top 10 offensive line in the league. And with the quarterback, we bringing in Jared Goff after we traded away our Matthew Stafford. People really love Matthew Stafford. I was never much of a fan of Matthew Stafford. They drafted him originally, and he was hurt coming out of University of Georgia after that bowl game. I was not a big fan of that. They drafted him knowing that he was hurt, and then he come back in the league and he hurt the same shoulder, and then he had a knee injury. He has Matthew Stafford has put up astronomical numbers in terms of passing yards, and he's leading the league in comebacks, wins in the fourth quarter. But he's only had one playoff game and no playoff victories. The playoff game he had down here against the one or two. No, he's had more than that, but he's had no wins. Let's just put it that way. I'll never forget coming down here playing against the Cowboys and how they got cheated on that play where they took away that pass interference. They had already moved the ball, marked the first down, and then picked the ball up, move it back. That's stuff you see in Little League when you know that the referee that got $20 from his boy before the game. That's not stuff you see in the NFL. But it happened. And people say, well, one play shouldn't decide the game. Yeah, that's true. But when you break the momentum, when the play is moving forward like that, that's not something that you want to see. But moving forward, positive Lions are going to be better in the NFC North with the Bears, the Green Bay Packers, and who's there? Bears, Packers, and Minnesota Vikings in that division. We'll go through them a little bit as we go through their picks. At number 8, Mr. J.C. Horn, defensive back, South Carolina. Nice shutdown quarter. He is going to the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers didn't have a great season, but their defense was solid last year. They beat the Lions, of course, but who didn't? Yeah, I hate to say it that way. Yeah, we lost some. And down in Carolina. But they've always had a solid defense, so adding him to their defense is a good thing for them. Patrick Surtain, the second son of Patrick Surtain, Sr., is going to the Denver Broncos. He's a legacy player, very great player from where? University of Alabama. Alabama has had two players so far in the top 10, and they're going to have, 6 or 7 before it's all done in the first round? Yep, 6 or 7 before it's all done in the first round, going to the league. And it was a great moment. I watched a draft for the first time in many years. The last time I watched a draft, honestly, was when the Lions picked number 19, and they picked a defensive back. And at number 20, they didn't pick a Hall of Fame Randy Moss. Randy Moss fell all the way down to 20, and the Lions could have picked him at 19. And those very smart people in the office didn't pick him. If there was ever a sure shot player coming out back in those days, it was Randy Moss. And Randy Moss had an axe to grind, getting picked so low, going to Minnesota. He came into the league and beat everybody like a drum. But that's neither here nor there, but that's also the last time I watched the draft. I'm sitting there like, I just taken my test, my state test to be a teacher. We go to celebrate all my classmates, and we sitting there watching the draft. And the Lions pick defensive back, Terry Fair. Huh? Terry Fair. What? Number 20, Minnesota Vikings pick, Randy Moss. After that, I stopped watching the draft. I watched the highlights, but I've never watched a draft since then. But it was fun to watch, and I'm also glad that ABC, what they did with the coverage, they took it to the House of Blues in Cleveland, the band shell, everybody in there having a good time. And you can tell that they did a great job of making sure every team had 67 representatives, and they gave them all their apparel they need to be wearing, the flags and everything that they had on. It's a great. And the best part about it is it's on ABC, not ESPN. ESPN owns ABC. It's all a parent company of all subsidiaries of Disney, I should say. But being on regular TV, so everybody can see the NFL draft, makes things better for the NFL. Because I know that they have contracts with CBS, Fox, ABC, NFL Network, so for and ABC. So for them to have the draft on regular TV as opposed to taking it to NFL Network or having it on ESPN where it's been for many years is a win-win for the league and as a whole, getting everybody an opportunity to see the draft, and also continuation of the COVID home and home rooms where everybody can set up. You can stay at home, or you go to Cleveland and you can see you had everything sectioned off. Everybody had their little area, as opposed to where it wouldn't pass. It was the big bullpen and everybody sat together. And so I like that a lot. That they make it more family and fan friendly for everybody to take advantage of coming and seeing the seeing the draft. And Cleveland was a perfect place for it. They had people inside and outside, mask, no mask. Everybody just happy to be there. And Cleveland is doing a great job of hosting the draft. It'll be back on today. The draft will conclude today. And so if you have an opportunity to go out and watch it, and do so. Once again, you are watching Sports Talk with Felix and Kamau. Sans Felix today. We're hoping that he can make it in before we get done. But you are here with Kamau, and we want to thank you for coming out today. We do a show every other week, bi-weekly, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. And of course, after this, it'll be posted on the group. So if you want to go back and take a look at it, please do so. Make sure you like it, share it, call people on the phone, call up the barbershop, call the hairdressers. Hey, there's a nice young man on here talking about all things sports, all things NFL draft today. And so y'all need to come check him out. Miss Valerie Colbert, Asamudre. I hope I didn't say mention your name. If I did, please forgive me. Make sure you join the group as well. Like you did regular love and stuff. Join love stuff. Join the the sports talk. It is Valerie Colbert Osamwade. So please forgive me if I mess your name the first time. Thank you for coming out. Please give us some comments. If you have some comments about what I'm saying, we discuss that too. I can run my mouth all day, but it's a lot better when we have an actual discussion. Even though you may not be here up on the screen, we can still interact in that way. And that's a beautiful thing with technology. Of course, I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I now live in Texas, in Fort Worth, Texas, but I will always be a Detroit Lions fan and a Michigan State Spartan. So go green, go white. And that's not your team, that's fine. And God bless you. We all have somebody that we support, and those are my teams: Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan State Spartans. Who am I forgetting? Let's see here. That's in football, basketball, Pistons. There it is, and the Pistons. The Pistons were just down here a week ago. I looked at going to the game. I thought the tickets were a bit much for a half-empty stadium, but hey, he has to make his money, and wasn't going to make it off of me. So I did watch it on Valley Sports down here, and they didn't win the game, but it was a very competitive game. And Miss Val's also a Spartan from what I see. Go Green. And Darren's here. I see that he's a U of M fan. That's always great, man. I grew up a U of M fan because in Detroit area, Michigan State did not get any press until fairly recently, within the last 20 years. But growing up, there was nothing but Bo Schembechler and U of M and everything U of M. So when you grew up in the Detroit area, you have no other choice pretty much but to cheer for Michigan State until to the early '90s and mid '90s when we started doing better in football. Basketball was always prominent in the state of Michigan for Michigan State, but U of M was always getting all the press. So you see, it's funny now to see when I go home, more and more people wearing Michigan State stuff. Well, I didn't see that at all growing up. All you saw was Michigan stuff, and so that tide is starting to change. And and why? When you win, people want to see what you're doing. They want to support you. So when you win, that's what happens. To the victors go the spoils, and that's why the U of M always say "Hail to the victors" because they've been victorious. Traditionally, they've had their struggles in football and basketball. Basketball is doing awesome right now. Football is going through a bit of a struggle, but every program does. And this until fairly recently, again, Michigan hadn't had those struggles where before every other major program has. And this is really the first time, honestly, that they've had real struggles. Right before they hired Bo Schembechler, they did, but that was just maybe a year. The guy retired and Bo Schembechler took over. And they weren't even down back then. They were just a little off. But now they've had some trouble and is not happy in the U of M community. But they'll turn it around because that's just how it is. Michigan recruits itself, and they'll get the recruits that they want. Let's move on. Number 10, Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy, was finally drafted by the Eagles at the number 10 spot when two of his teammates who were receivers were drafted above him, and he was the Heisman Trophy winner, and he set all kind of records. And my theory is that he didn't get drafted before that is because of his size. He is only 160 pounds. He's only 60, and NFL, that's tiny. And he's a stick. He's really thin. But I'm not saying that he's not strong. He's 6'1", 166 pounds. That's small. Even as a Heisman Trophy winner, you're going to get against D-backs. Defensive backs are all 6'2", 6'3", 185, 190, 190 pounds going up against a 166-pound guy. So that causes a little bit of concern. But the good thing for him, like we said before, he's being reunited with his quarterback from college. The quarterback from college that was at Alabama before he transferred to Oklahoma. And now they're back together with the Eagles. So some more familiarity is happening. If I remember correctly, the quarterback, Jalen, threw Devontae Smith the touchdown in the championship game a few years back to win the game. So they're trying to put that combination back together, which is what other teams have already done, and the Dolphins, and who else was it? The Dolphins and who else did I miss? I said it already. The Dolphins with Jalen Waddle and Jamar Chase with the LSU connection. So teams are smart to do that, and it helps things so much better in the long run when you got that familiarity with the quarterback and receiver. They already know each other. They already used to hanging out. These kids have already played video games up until the middle of the night, and so doing that is a win-win for the team. And next, at a number 11, Mr. Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State. Great kid, great kid. He's the fourth quarterback off the board in the draft, going to Chicago, which is a great place for him. He has the opportunity to start from day one, and he's 6'3", 228 pounds. And the only question they had about him was that he takes medicine for, he has what's the word I'm trying to say? Excuse me, guys, my mind runs away from me. He has epilepsy. That's the word I'm looking for. And so he probably would have gone a little bit higher had they not been a question. And my also theory is that it didn't help that the kid from Washington football team that came from Ohio State had some maturity problems, and he wound up being cut from Washington. But he's now with Pittsburgh, and he's being mentored over there. And so I think he's going to be okay long term. He'll probably be the backup, the kid from Washington, whose name escapes me right now. Please forgive me. But Justin Fields is going to Chicago, and he has an opportunity to fight for a starter's position. A lot of people are not happy with the current quarterback in Chicago, and he's not a bad quarterback. He just hasn't done what other quarterbacks in his draft class has done. The quarterbacks in the draft class is a kid from Houston and Kansas City. So they were all in the same draft class together. The Chicago Bears traded up to get him, and he hasn't. He's been to the playoffs. He's even won a playoff game, but he hasn't taken them where the other guys have taken them and put up the numbers and being as prolific as the other guys. So to me, that's a problem of comparison. You got a good quarterback. You should. I know that everybody's trying to win, but once you compare somebody of his stature against somebody else, that to me you're stunning the abilities of the guy you have and you're building to do what he would need to do. So hopefully we'll see what happens with the quarterback competition in Chicago. Ms. Eunice Hunter and Tamika Edwards, thank you for coming out today. You are watching. You are here, not watching, but you're here with us on Love and Stuff. The name of our program is Sports Talk with Felix and Kamau. We're talking everything NFL draft today. And of course, we got to plug the book, Gratefulness Journey Every Day by Mr. Marcus Holmes. The Gratefulness Journey is still going. If you ask me, should start, be grateful the rest of your life every day. That's one of the first things I say when I wake up in the morning. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up every day. And to just be grateful for the fact that I'm able to wake up and see a new day because someone and definitely did not do so today. Someone's loved one is gone to the great beyond to be with the ancestors. And so only you will be grateful for what you have and not what you don't have. And that's been something I've been working on, saying, thank you, Lord, for what I have, not what I think I should have, or what I didn't get, or thank you for what I have. And being grateful is definitely that. And that is definitely written by Mr. Marcus Holmes. Make sure you go to Amazon, get it on Amazon, and not expensive. Get it on Prime within 24 to 48 hours. And so we want to thank everybody for coming in this morning. Make sure you click share, call people on the phone, call up the barbershop. If you're sitting in the barbershop watching this on your phone, hey, come on, y'all. I know everybody's streaming everything nowadays. Go to Facebook, go to Love and Stuff, bring it up. Let's see what this guy talking about. If you know what he's talking about, come on, challenge me. If you don't like what I'm saying, hey, challenge me. That's what this is all about. This is an interaction with everyone, not just me spouting what I think is right. I want to continue to talk about what I think is right in my way. But hey, I want to hear from you. I want to hear how you feel about sports, what you think about sports, and we just want you to be here. Get people to come in and check us out. We've been doing a good job of getting people to take a look after the fact because we're streamed worldwide, and we have people worldwide that are part of the Love and Stuff community. But I want to see more here in this area in the United States, in the areas that we're most populated in the Detroit area, and people down here in my area in Texas as well. Come on out, check me out, challenge me. See if you're not liking what I'm saying, let me know. Excuse me. Alrighty, just a little bit parched there. Moving forward, number 12, Micah Parsons, linebacker, Penn State. This kid has been terrorizing the Big Ten for some years now. With the non-traditional linebacker number of 11, he plays middle, outside, strong side, weak side, and he brings it every game. I'm looking forward to him going to the Cowboys. Of course, being down here, Cowboys run everything. And it's funny to me to see this is the only place I've ever known that when the Cowboys lose, everybody is literally depressed. All these Cowboy fans from Monday and Tuesday, the Cowboys lost. Oh my God. What's Jerry doing? What's the quarterback? We need a new quarterback. We need a new coach. The coach is terrible. I've never seen it like that. Of course, being from Detroit, we don't, we're not used to that kind of success there. But if you ask me, they've had the same amount of success that we've had recently within the last 10 years where they've been in the playoffs. But they of course they have Troy Aikman in the past with 3 championships. So in their mind they're winning every year. Every year they're going to the Super Bowl. Every year you see them, and it's just funny watching them on the news. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going all the way. We're going all the way. And I always say, yeah, they're going to be going all the way to the box office like everybody else and buying a ticket and watching a game on TV or in the stands like everybody else. But I do wish the Cowboys well. They're getting Dak Prescott back. From what I understand, his knee is healing and is on track to be ready to play the season. They paid that man. I'm glad that they finally gave him his money. And so they're secure with the running back. They're secure with the receivers that they have. They just drafted the number 1 receiver last year, and they have Dak Prescott come back. They always have a very, very good line. And now they added to the defense because their longtime middle linebacker retired this year. And so, of course, you at some point, you either come in the door or out the door. And as the linebackers going out the door, they're bringing in new blood, Mr. Michael Parsons. Moving to number 13, Rashawn Slater going to the Bolts in San Diego, but they're not San Diego, boy. They're the Los Angeles Chargers now. They're sharing the stadium with the Los Angeles Rams, and that beautiful stadium. Oh my goodness! I was in Los Angeles when they were building it. That stadium is beautiful. Oh my goodness! I thought Jerry's World was nice. No, the best stadium in the league is actually in Las Vegas, but it's a close second to the one you got in Los Angeles. The top 3 stadiums right now, not in any particular order: Minneapolis, the Los Angeles, and then Vegas. Those are the newest 3 that they have out there. But that Los Angeles, oh my goodness, that is actually I would actually have to put that Los Angeles stadium above the one in Vegas. The only reason I like the Vegas one because it's all black, and of course it's the Raiders theme. It's all black. That thing is, oh my goodness. And when I was in Vegas, California last year, I started counting all the stadiums in the Tri-County area in Orange County, just in Orange County by itself. All the stadiums that just for football alone, you have the Rams Stadium, Rams and Charger Stadium. You have the Rose Bowl is close. You have the where the UCLA plays, because USC plays in the Rose Bowl. UCLA has their own stadium, and then you have 2 soccer stadiums that are right there. There's 2 FC stadiums that are literally on the other side of the parking lot from each other. That's how big they're doing it out there in LA. And then you got the Staples Center right there, and then right there, then you also have the stadium for the hockey team. That's close. And then you have the Angels have their own stadium. The Dodgers have their own stadium. There's so many stadiums just in that one area. It's crazy, and it's a sports person's dream out there. But of course, Los Angeles and the state of California has a high amount of people in the area. So when they go out and they represent all their teams. Everybody, you got the Lakers and the Clippers sharing the same place. The Clippers are supposed to be getting their own building soon, and so that's another one. And at the end of the day, how are they paying for all this? Are they paying with taxes from people? Are the owners paying for them by themselves? That's outrageous. Gennaro Anguilo, good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk with Felix and Kamau. Sounds Felix right now. I am Kamau, and thank you for coming out. Make sure everybody who's watching, click like, click share, call your friends on the phone. Hey, this guy's up to something. He got something going on here. Or this guy sucks. Whichever way your opinion is, let me know how you feel. I'm enjoying talking about sports today, but we want to know how you feel about things, how you feel about us, and what we're saying here today. And Mr. Woody Malone. Let's see. You haven't watched since the Kaepernick ordeal. I can definitely understand. I can definitely understand. And I know that I thought it was a little bit hypocritical for the commission to come back 4, 5, 6, 7 years later and say, hey, we were wrong and I apologize. But that man still never got the job. So if you really apologize, put your money where your mouth is. So that's how I feel about that. But at the same time, that's why the same reason I didn't boycott the NFL, because the kid was still trying to get in. If you really feeling that way about about the NFL, go ahead and let it go. But that whole fiasco about him having a tryout, that's another show for another day. But I understand how you feel, Mr. Malone. And thank you for your opinion. Thank you for coming in and saying something. We want to make sure we include everybody. That's why I want you to click like, click share, and come on in and talk to us. And let us know how you feel. One thing about Mr. Slater, Mr. Rashawn Slater, he is also the son of a former offensive lineman, and he's a tackle out of Northwestern University and down in the Chicago area. And they have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful campus right off of Lake Michigan. It's right up the road. Beautiful area. All right, and this one we have Elijah Vera Tucker, tackle out of USC, going to the Jets, which is a good move for them because they already drafted the quarterback, and now they're gonna get someone to protect them. You gotta have that left tackle to protect the blind side. That's why that movie was so important, even though it's about a kid, Michael Orr, who went through some trials and tribulations. If you listen to the first 2 minutes of that game, they'll tell you why it was so important about the blind side. You got to protect your blind side. You got to get a good tackle in there with good feet and good strength to get those defensive ends up off you. Because everyone will never forget when Orange Taylor broke the Joe Theismann's femur on national TV. I think it was Monday night, and it wasn't even a bad hit. It was just a football hit, and broke his leg, and the North State automatically jumped up and started calling for the people to come help, and it was horrific. And ever since then, teams have been investing in linemen where they didn't pay for it. They didn't want to pay linemen. But after that, they started playing linemen to invest in paying for those and protecting, I should say, those quarterbacks that they spend so much money on. And they also started changing the rules. You can't go through and just put all your weight on the quarterback and take him down. You actually almost got to finesse him to the ground. And the grasp rule is more enforced now. Where before you could grab the quarterback and bring him down a little bit, and the quarterback could shake loose and run. Nah, they blow the whistle. They give a quick whistle now, oftentimes on the quarterbacks nowadays. Thank you, Charles Green, for coming in to Love and Stuff edition of Sports Talk with Felix and Kamau. Moving forward, we have Mac Jones. Mac Jones. I have to say it. I'm sorry. You got to say it like that. Quarterback Alabama going to the Patriots. And he had the most emphatic walk I've seen from the green room to the front to meet the commissioner when he got drafted. He walked like, oh my God, I can't believe I fell all the way down here to the Patriots. He was the 5th quarterback taken in the draft by the Patriots, going from Alabama, which is Nick Saban's team, with that playing number 5 or 6 in the first round already from Alabama, going to the Patriots. Not only going to the Patriots, but he's going to the Patriots to be the heir apparent, the quarterback there. He'll probably sit a year behind Cam Newton, and or even still, if Cam Newton's having a bad game, they may put Mac Jones in there. He is a prototype NFL quarterback. He stays in the pocket. He doesn't have a lot of speed at all. They showed that how he doesn't have the ability. He doesn't have escapability. He's going to learn how to slide. He's going to learn how to throw the ball away real quick in the NFL because he has no ability to run, and he has no ability to get out of the pocket and make anything happen. And but he's accurate, and he has moxie, which is what Tom Brady has. He has the moxie to say, "Hey, we're gonna go and we're gonna win this game. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna lead you to do it," and that's what people like about him. They nicknamed him the tennis player. He played tennis player as a kid, and the tennis player who always had all of the I'm trying to remember his name. Had all the blow ups. They would tease him and call him that because he was always getting into fights with the defensive lineman on the scout team. Uh, Baby McEnroe, that's what they call him. Mac Jones, Baby McEnroe, because he was always his attitude was so hyper, and everything was high key with him, and he always wanted to win so much. But I think he's going to be successful. He's going to be in a system with Josh McDaniel as a coordinator and a head coach who's won plenty of national Super Bowls in New England. I don't think they're going to rush him. I don't see there's a need to rush him. You got a healthy Cam Newton who will have the second year within the system, and I think they're going to do a lot better this year. This is the first time the Patriots did not make the playoffs for a long time. And at number 16, Xavier Collins, the linebacker out of Tulsa. I got to see him in a couple games. This kid was sideline to sideline. I like him, sideline to sideline. And as a linebacker, if your sideline to sideline abilities are fast, strong, and quick, he has that going for the Cardinals. And the Cardinals, their offense is pretty much together. They got that one of the top receivers in the league, top 10 receiver. They have the young quarterback. They connected on the play of the year last year when he went up over 3 people on the last play of the game and stole that football. So their offense is together, and they're still trying to see if Larry Fitzgerald's going to retire. I don't think he's ready to retire, but he's accepted. Fitzgerald has accepted his role of being the 3 or the 4 receiver now, where he's not the first option. But when he's always the first option when they need that first down, he don't drop the ball. If you need 7 yards, he goes 8. He catches the ball. He goes down, first down, and that's been Larry Fitzgerald's MO his whole career. He has the best hands in the business. So bringing in Xavier Collins to play linebacker for the Cardinals, they want to shore up their defense a little bit, and he's going to help them do that. At number 17, Alex Leatherwood, tackle, Alabama, going to the Raiders. Los Angeles Raiders. Oh, excuse me, Las Vegas Raiders. Excuse me. They drafted that young man. He's a big one. Coach Boone from Murray Ray, my former coach, defensive coordinator when I was in high school there, he said he would say he's a big one. You got to be careful with him. He's a big one. And Mr. Leatherwood is going to the Raiders. Raiders need some help on their offensive line. That they do. They have the best tight end in the league right now. They've been getting him the ball. He's been carrying that team. But you got to have a balanced running attack. And they don't have a balanced running attack right now. So bringing in the big boy, Mr. Leatherwood, to play tackle, which that pick number 7. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, coming out of Alabama to go play in the league, you're doing the right. You're doing the right things in Alabama. Let's see here. And we get close to time. I'm gonna go over one more pick. Jalen Phillips. I'll just round out the first round. Jalen Phillips going to the Miami Dolphins. Jamie Davis going to the Washington football team. You got Kadarius Toney, receiver, going to New York Giants. You have Kwity Paye going to the Indianapolis Colts out of the University of Michigan. Let's see here. We have Caleb Farley, defensive back out of Virginia, going to the Titans at 22. Christian Darrisaw, tackle out of Virginia Tech, going to the Minnesota Vikings. We got Najee Harris, pick number 8 out of Alabama, going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we have Travis Etienne, running back out of Clemson, going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he was a steal at 25. Steal. Etienne is the real deal. And we got Greg Newsome, the second, defensive back out of Northwestern. That's 2 number 1 picks out of Northwestern this year. Northwestern has been doing the right thing down there for a while. Rashad Bateman, wide receiver, number 27, going to the Baltimore Ravens. You have Peyton Turner, edge rusher out of the University of Houston, going to the Saints. And Eric Stokes, defensive back out of Georgia, going to Green Bay. We have Gregory Rousseau, edge rusher out of Miami, going to Buffalo. We have Jason Oway, defensive edge rusher, Penn State, going to Baltimore. And the last pick of the first round is Joe Tryon, edge rusher from University of Washington, going to the Buccaneers. That's your first round right there. Couple quick things I want to go through from the polls. First poll I was put on there was what team will have the most draft picks. Alabama's clearly there, clearly. Heads above, shoulders above everyone else. Clemson's not far behind. And there's a couple of teams that have two there. Northwestern had two. But when you win a national championship, that means you're bringing in the right players. And you got Nick Saban, who runs a pro offense and a pro defense. So a lot of these kids that come out of his program are going to be what they call plug and play. They're going to plug them right in and have an opportunity to be starters as rookies in the NFL. And so you can't complain about that. And the one thing I'm probably going to spend the last part of the time on is, will Green Bay bring back Aaron Rodgers? I want to call him Brett Favre Jr. because that's what he's acting like right now. He's acting like Brett Favre Jr. when Brett Favre got out of there later in his career and went to a couple different teams, the Jets, the Vikings. So we're going to see, is he going to get out? Always never say never. That's my thoughts. Never say never. Really quickly, once again, commercial. Get your book, Gratefulness Everyday Journey. Gratefulness Journey Every Day. Marcus Holmes. There he is right there. Look at that young man. Handsome young man. Go to Amazon. Go to Amazon. Put in his name. It comes right up. Follow him on Amazon. Buy a couple books. Give it to you. Give it to you. Let's see. Hold on. Mother's Day is coming up. Father's Day is coming up. Great ideas for gifts. Make sure you get them out. Buy a few of them and give them to your family. Sometimes they may say, "What you trying to do? Give me a backhanded compliment?" No, we just want you to be a better person. I want you to be a better person. Everybody needs to appreciate what they have. Also, click like, click share. Get all your friends here. If you like the what we're saying here, even if you don't like what we're saying here, get involved. Talk to us. Talk to me. Let me know what you're feeling. Make sure you know that I know how you feel. Let's see here. We also have a new group coming up. We're going to call to action. Join the group and leave a comment about the draft. I don't think I did that right, but let's see here. This call action. Join our group. Join Sports Talk with Felix and Kamau, and leave some comments even after the show. Well, I still go back and read them if they come up. I get an alert, and I'll leave you a message about that. All right. So, will Aaron Rodgers be coming back to Green Bay? What you think? What you think? Yes, no, yes. Now let's look at the backstory. 2 years ago, they hired a new coach, and 2 years ago they hired a new coach, and they didn't confirm with him. They didn't say, "Hey, what do you think about this guy? What do you think about that guy?" There are two schools of thoughts. Do you want to keep your best player happy by keeping him in the loop, or are you going to say, "Hey, I'm known. I don't have to do anything." Technically, they don't, but you really want to keep your best players happy, because if he's putting up the numbers that he's been putting up, you want to keep him happy moving forward, so he can continue to want to play that way. That's 2 years. They hired a new coach. They confirmed. Second of all, last year, without even letting them know, they drafted the quote-unquote quarterback of the future for the Green Bay Packers. They drafted this kid, and of course, he didn't see any playing time. He's been holding the clipboard, and same thing that happened to him when he came in. Brett Favre was there. They drafted him to be the quarterback of the future. Brett Favre flipped out, started, being the diva that he is. And I think now Aaron Rodgers is doing the same thing. So a year later, on draft day, Aaron Rodgers says, "I don't want to be here anymore. Trade me. I don't like it here. Why? To embarrass the Green Bay Packers, who quote unquote embarrassed him without conferring with him about drafting somebody. I'm of the opinion they don't owe you nothing. Nobody owes you anything. It would be nice that they would have came to him ahead of time and said, "Hey, this is what we're looking at doing." So just to let you know, it's not going to change our opinion, what your opinion is, but this is what's coming down the pipeline. It's like a girlfriend. You get them, you lose them how you get them. If you get a girlfriend and you know she's cheating on somebody else with you, and y'all cheating together, there's a good high chance she's gonna be cheating on you with somebody else. So that's how you get them, is how you lose them. So by them drafting Aaron Rodgers and not giving Brett Favre the heads up, and now they drafted a quarterback. Now that Aaron Rodgers is getting a little bit further in his career, you always have to prepare for the future in sports. Always. Aaron Rodgers is 38 years old. Of course, Tom Brady is 42, 43 and just won a Super Bowl, but those skills start to diminish. Drew down in New Orleans had to retire. Drew Brees had to retire because he can't throw a ball more than 20 yards. Those skills will diminish with you. Father Time is undefeated. My opinion, will he come back? My personal opinion is yes. Because I don't see them trading him. He has 2-3 years left on his deal. So that means that somebody would have to come in with a really, really sweet deal and to entice him away. San Francisco tried to come in and get him, but they didn't want to accept the offer. Now he says he's going to sit out. They don't trade him. They don't get him somewhere, uh, move somewhere. Had it been me, I would have traded him to the Jets. You know, that'd have been me or somebody else who doesn't have a good record right now. I send him somewhere where he can go 6-10. Is that vindictive? Is that petty? Yep. Yep. Yes, it is. And that's my opinion. Will he probably wind up getting out? Probably. But my opinion is I think he's going to stay. In the real world, he'll probably be sent packing somewhere else. No pun intended. No pun intended. But I think Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback. Can he still get out there and do what he need to do? Yes. And part of the reason why he's still upset is because they didn't go for it on fourth down in the NFC Championship game, where I think that he and the coach both kind of blew that moment. On third down, he could have ran. He could have almost walked into the end zone, but he tried to force the ball. On fourth down, he didn't go for it. Coach felt that his defense was playing well, and so he kicked the field goal. But it didn't work out, and Buccaneers wound up going to play on home for the Super Bowl. Mr. Embry, thank you for coming out today. We are wrapping up the show at this point. It is noon Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Central Time. And thank you all for coming out to Sports Talk with Felix and Kamau. Sans Mr. Felix today. He'll be back with us in 2 weeks. Today is May 1st, excuse me. So we'll be back May 15th. And we'll be looking at the NBA at that point. The NBA should be wrapping things up, and they'll be getting ready for the playoffs. So if you have not joined our group, join the group. Join the Sports Talk with Felix and Kamau group. So you'll automatically get those announcements and those when we send out. Hey, when we send out the promos, those automatically come to your inboxes. Not necessarily your inboxes, but you get the alerts that we're going to have the show. So we want you to come back. We want everybody to come back. We want you to tell your friends, tell somebody, like, click, and share. We want to have a groundswell of people coming to take a look at our show. So tell a friend, have a friend tell a friend. We're gonna have a word of mouth campaign. We're already online, trying to get everybody to come in and must take a look at us. And I really enjoy this time. I look forward to this hour of doing so. It's a labor of love to come in and do this. Thank you all for coming out. Don't forget to get the book. Like, click, and share. Come on. Actually, matter of fact, watch it again. Watch it again after when this goes off. Watch it again and write some notes. Say, hey, do this better. How about this? Think about this. Why not this? All right, why not? I'm open to suggestions. And because if you're not able to be open to suggestions and you just think in your own little narrow way, things won't expand. You got to be able to look at the big picture as opposed to the narrow focus. Thank you for coming out. Have a great, great weekend. Be safe. And thank you again. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye now.